Does shaft flex make a difference? I'm going to find out in this video. My name's Rick Shiels, I'm down here at Quest Golf Academy. If you like this video, hit that like button. If you're new to my channel, subscribe, and don't forget to comment down below, and also maybe even share this around with your friends as well. So I've got 4 shafts, all identical, apart from the flex and a little bit of the weight difference in each of the shafts. I went to pick these up from my good friend Nick Hibbs at GolfWRX Golf, great facility. And he gave me 4 of the same shafts, exactly the same length, but with A flex, which is senior's flex, regular flex, stiff, and extra stiff flex. And I've had them covered, and I've had them numbered by somebody that was not me. So I don't know what shaft is what. More for the importance is I don't want to have a preconception of the shaft before I actually hit it. I'm going to use the same head for this test, which is the MIZUNO ST180, because the shafts are a MIZUNO setting, and I'm going to put it in 9.5 degrees, test it on GC Quad with Pro V1s. I'm going to hit 5 with each shaft, and then we're going to have a look at the numbers, and we can see if I could tell a difference, and whether actually the stats tell us there's much of a difference. Typically with a shaft that's too soft, the shaft will kick up a little bit and typically point the ball a little bit further left, point the head, sorry, a little bit further left and increase the spin. And a shaft that is too stiff will go a little bit further right and not particularly high enough. It'll come out a little bit lower right. I'm going to give you a little bit of a guide as well at what kind of swing speeds each shaft should be looking for as you as a golfer as well. Let's get going. Shaft number 1, I'm going to hit 5 shots with each and then we'll have a look at the data. So shaft number 1. Okay, so that is 5 with shaft 1. I don't think I'm going to know what it is until I test the others, but it felt okay. So next up, shaft number 2. Okay, so that's 5 done with shaft 2. I guess I'd say it's a little bit softer than shaft number 1. Let's move into shaft 3 next. Okay, so shaft number 3. And finally, shaft number 4. Very interesting. Right, that's all 5 done. That one felt the worst out of the 4. I'm going to give you my predictions, and then we're going to have a look at the data. My predictions: shaft 1, stiff. Shaft 2, regular. Shaft 3, extra stiff. Shaft 4, A flex, a senior flex. Let's reveal and have a look at the data. Okay, so I've got all the data together. Just to recap, I felt like number 1 was stiff, number 2 was regular, number 3 was extra stiff, and number 4 was the A flex. The one I'm most certain about was probably shaft number 4. So let's reveal that one first. Okay, so shaft number 4. I don't know the answers to these, just as a bit of a caveat. Regular. Ah, right, that's confused me. So regular was shaft 4. I was convinced that was going to be the softest. Okay, so the next one that I felt I was confident with was shaft number 3. Let's see. I thought this was extra stiff. And it is extra stiff. Flex X. Got one, right. Now I thought 1 was stiff. Now this has scared me, because if this isn't stiff, and it was stiff, flex stiff. So the one that kind of shocked me a little bit was shaft 2. I thought this was regular shaft number 2, and now we know this is actually the A flex, which is the senior's flex. So shaft number 2, flex A. You can just about make it out, shaft flex A. If ever a test demonstrates how little difference a shaft makes, it's this. to the performance. This is incredible looking at the data. So from feel, yes, I got the A and the regular the wrong way round. Probably easy mistake to make. They are the same weights, but I got those two mixed round. I got the stiff and the extra stiff correct. The data is unbelievable. When I was hitting the shots, apart from the feel and the way I was hitting it, I was really struggling to see any difference in performance of flight, and that is backed up enormously through the data. So, as you can see on screen, I'm going to change the shaft 1, 2, 3 and 4 now to their respective shaft flexes. I mean, that is unbelievably similar. There is almost, are we talking, we're talking 3 yards of carry distance of any of the shafts. The extra stiff for me did come slightly out on top on distance and direction. It was the straightest and it was the longest with the lowest spin characteristic, which I'd probably expect. So that was the extra stiff, which is the shaft I normally use. So that kind of makes quite a lot of sense. And I did guess it was the extra stiff as well, but it was also the heaviest out of the 4 shafts. So was it the heaviness or the flex that I could tell? I would probably say a combination of both. The A flex, as a guide, A flex, senior flex, would be swing speeds of 80 to 85 miles per hour as a guide. I'm swinging at 110 miles per hour. And I still managed to carry the ball 277 with 2000 spin. Now granted, it was the shaft that caused me to hit it furthest to the left, which again makes a little bit of sense with the shaft being a bit more flexible. But that is staggering. Between A, a swing speed guide of 80 to 85, and X, a swing speed guide between 105 plus, we're seeing 3 yards of distance. Hardly no difference in spin, no difference in ball speed. In fact, the A gave me a little bit faster ball speed the way I hit it. Stiff and reg, very, very similar. Didn't see a single bit of difference between stiff and reg at all. It just kind of shows and it highlights, yes, there are lots of elements to a golf club. There are lots and lots of elements. Head, grip, shaft. But don't get bogged down into thinking shaft is everything. As from that test shows, I could feel the difference in the shafts, definitely, apart from, like, say, reg and A, regular and A flex. The numbers have not done anything for me. It's astonishing. It's astonishing to see that. It really is. It just goes to highlight, who is regulating the shaft flexes? Who's telling us that these shaft flexes are A, reg, stiff, extra stiff? Who's kind of giving us that information? Because sometimes you question it, whether it's actually making much of a difference at all. Do yourself a favour. Don't get bogged down in shaft flexes. Don't get bogged down in loads of different shafts. Get one that you like the feel of and play with it and enjoy it. That's the trick. It really is. You might, at the top, highest of the highest, at the highest level, yes, there'll be a difference of shaft between the top players in the world. But even, I reckon if you asked those guys and lined up 4 shafts that were identical, they would probably get something similar numbers to these. Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're brand new. If you've not yet already, hit the bell icon so you don't miss a single video. That was really interesting. Very interesting to test, and one that I'm glad I did, and one hopefully you're going to learn from, that shaft isn't everything. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned. Lots more to come. We'll see you next time.